Sarah, and today's Book List Thursday. This is a video series I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library. And every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or book topic that we feel like talking about for the week. This week we are going to do something a little fun. We noticed that browsing our shelves, we have come across a couple of books here and there that have the same book titles that we own. So I have a group of five that have two books that have almost the same title. Some of them are the exact same title. And we thought that was kind of interesting. I know there's only so many titles you can come up with, I guess, but some of them are unique, some of them are not. And so we thought it'd be kind of fun to show you what we have on our shelves that have the same book titles and just kind of talk a little bit about what they're about. So the first pairing that I have is These Violent Delights. I have two books that have this exact same title. This one is by Chloe Gong. This one I got from Book of the Month. This one is by Victoria Namkung. I got this on Amazon. And they have the exact same title. This one here by Chloe Gong is a newer release. This one follows, it's basically a Romeo and Juliet retelling that is set in China, and there are street gangs that are battling each other. And I think it's fantasy as well, from what I'm understanding. But definitely a Romeo and Juliet type of thing going on in this one. This one here is about a teacher who is beloved, basically, at an elite school, and it turns out he ends up getting accused of sexual assault or misconduct or something against students. A few people come forward, and so there's like an investigation into that. So that's what this one is about. What I have is another word for word, and that is The Wanderers. This one is by Meg Howry. This one is by Kate Ormond. This one is a science fiction that is following the first people who are going to be sent to Mars. So there's 3 different astronauts that are going to Mars on this mission, and it follows them. It follows their experiences and kind of things that they're going through as they go on this trip that is very difficult, and they are confronting past and present demons and all these things. So that's what I'm getting from this one. And then this one is a urban fantasy, I would say, that actually has a circus setting, which, hello, is one of my buzzwords. But it follows a young girl named Flo. She is a shapeshifter working in a circus that's full of shapeshifters. One day while she's practicing, she notices somebody watching her shapeshift. No one's supposed to know about shapeshifters. The only people who do know are called hunters, who hunt to kill shapeshifters. So she is afraid that she has put herself and the circus in jeopardy by somebody seeing her. So she goes on the run with a few of the people who want to follow her and run for her life, basically, from, she believes she's being hunted. So that's this one. And the next one here is The Alchemist. Now, these are the same words, but they're spelled differently. So this is Alchemist with an I, mist, M-I-S-T. This is Alchemist with a Y, M-Y-S-T. This one is by Paulo Coelho. This one is by Michael Scott. This one here is on the Great American Reads list, so that is why I have it. I've never read anything by this author. But this follows a young boy who is traveling to Egypt, to the pyramids, because he is trying to find a treasure that has been buried there. And you follow his journey along the way. He meets a whole bunch of different types of people who are helping him on his quest as well in order to find this treasure. This one is actually a middle grade book, and this one follows a man called Nicholas Flamel, who is believed to have discovered kind of the secrets to living forever, or immortality, if you will. It is said that he created an elixir that keeps him alive and going for so long. But records show that he does have a date that he died, but his tomb is empty. And so I believe you're following 2 children who are trying to figure out his secret and figure out where he is and try to track him down and everything. So that's what this one is. The next one I have is basically the same. There's one letter different. So that's The Secret Keepers. This one is The Secret Keeper by Kate Morton. This one is The Secret Keepers by Trenton Lee Stewart. This one is a historical fiction, and it follows a woman named Laurel who, when she was younger, witnessed something on her family farm it was a crime, basically. I don't know what it was, but she witnessed a crime, and that crime gave her a different view of her family and especially her mother. And then you're going to fast forward to when Laurel is an adult. She's an actress working in London, and she goes back for a family reunion involving her mother, and she is basically forced to confront all those things that happened way back then and try to figure things out from there. So that's what this one is. This one, again, is another middle grade, and this follows a young boy who ends up finding this magical watch, and this magical watch gives him different types of treasures. And at first he thinks it's fantastic. My life is going to change. And, you know, this is so great, all these things. But he, because of it, is forced to keep a lot of secrets. And one secret builds into another secret. And pretty soon he's living kind of like a secret life almost. And he doesn't know how to navigate that. And then one day he finds out that his city that he's living in is in danger, and so he is trying to use this watch, I think, to try to save his city, and some of his friends go on this adventure with him. And the last one, I'm sure you guys have all heard about this because there was a big controversy about it, but that is Of Blood and Bone. Those words in that order. So this is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, which is the first book in a so far duology, probably trilogy. And then this one is Of Blood and Bone by Nora Roberts, which is book 2 in a so far trilogy. This made news because this author came out with this book first, and this author tried to say this author wasn't being original and taking her words. This author doesn't own the rights to these words. This author is incredibly prolific, and stop it, basically. And this author apologized, but it was kind of ridiculous. As you can see, books can have same or similar titles. You're okay. It was a whole thing, but this one is the first book in, as of right now, there's 2 books out, and then I believe a third one is supposed to come out as well. I've only read this one, but I absolutely loved it. I gave this book 5 stars. This is an African-inspired fantasy book that follows a young girl who lives in this kingdom where magic has gone, basically. And she still has magical abilities, though, so she tries to hide it because it's basically illegal to use it. Something happens to her family, and she goes on a big revenge plot against the king and his kingdom, and she ends up teaming up with somebody to try to take him down. Loved it. It was fantastic. Haven't read the second book yet. I haven't heard the best things about it, so I'm a little hesitant to go into that one. I'm not probably going to get to that anytime soon. Maybe wait till the third book comes out and see what I think, but I did love this one. Okay, this one is book 2 in a series, so I'm not gonna go into the synopsis of this one because I don't want to spoil myself for the first book. But the first book is called Year 1, and then this is book 2 of the series of Blood and Bone. But I believe this is a post-apocalyptic book that follows a group of people who are trying to survive post-apocalyptic circumstances. I think there is some sort of I don't know if it's vampires or zombies. I think it's one of the two that happens in here. So if you guys know, let me know down below if it's vampires or zombies or something like that. I think one of those things is an element. I want to say vampires, but I can't be positive. And I don't want to spoil myself, so I'm not going to read too much into it. But yeah. Okay, guys, those are some of the books that are on my shelves that have the same or extremely similar titles. I am going to challenge you to look in your shelves and see what you have that has very similar or the same titles, and find those and let me know down below what you find. I would really like to know that because I think it's so fascinating when you find books that have almost the exact same titles, and what are those books about? How do the authors get those titles from 2 completely different stories? I love that. So let me know your answers down below. Make sure you go check out Lindsay today and see what she's talking about. I'm really excited to see what she comes up with, and we will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.